So we'll do some tapping here on this feeling invisible, like people don't really notice us, or like what we have to say or offer isn't valuable, or that we shouldn't be there, or we should just kind of hang out and be in the background. So let's give yourself a moment to connect to that. Tapping on the side of your hand. And of course, if things come up during the round, you can type them in the chat as well, and I will incorporate them here. So let's say, even though I feel invisible, I choose to have compassion for myself. And even though it feels as though I'm not really a valued, active part of who I'm with or what's going on around me. Maybe it's in certain situations. Maybe it's all the time. I choose to honor and accept myself as best I can, and be curious as to where this comes from. And even though I feel invisible, it feels like my presence is just sort of there at best. Like I'm not really part of what's happening. Maybe that I shouldn't be part of what's happening. That I shouldn't talk or participate. Maybe part of me is really craving to be more connected. Maybe part of me just wants to disappear even more. I choose to honor and accept myself as best I can, exactly where I am about this. Okay, let's go through the points now. I feel invisible. It feels as though I'm just kind of there. I'm not really an active, interesting, or valuable or essential part of perhaps particular social situations. Maybe I feel invisible with my family or colleagues. All these ways that this feeling shows up. And as uncomfortable as it may be, I'm allowing myself to open up to that feeling. Because what exactly is happening in my body right now? When I think of feeling invisible in these situations, does it want to clench or shrink? Does it feel like it's not a particularly safe place? What is it my body is feeling and sensing? Does it not feel safe to be seen? Does it feel that if I do make my presence more known, if I say or do more than I currently am, that that's going to be met harshly? That it will be criticized, somehow looked down on, or perhaps it might feel even worse, The feeling that just no one's going to care. That it's just going to be ignored or dismissed. Maybe it feels like I have nothing to offer. And just having compassion for this feeling. Imagining someone I care about were to say to me, yeah, I just feel like I don't matter and no one cares. And I shouldn't be here. And what would I say to them? How would I be present with them? Allowing myself to extend that energy to the part of me that feels this way. Not trying to change it or get rid of it. And if I've picked up any ideas along the way, like I should be more extroverted, I should be saying or doing more, or I need to be a certain way before I can be visible. Just allowing myself to notice where I might have learned that. And allowing myself to be open to the idea that those are just someone else's beliefs or ideas about how people are supposed to be. And I'm also looking with curiosity. Where did I pick up the idea? How was I talked to or treated? That gave me this experience? That I feel invisible? Or I should stay invisible? That it's safer to just be hidden? Was I talked to or treated a certain way? By parents or teachers or others? Where it didn't feel as though what I had to say or what I had to offer was important or valuable. That it was well received. That it was safe and okay to be part of the group. To feel like part of what's happening. And if I have any sense of that, what would I have preferred? What would have been really nice to have someone say or do with me back then? How would have been nice to have been treated? What kind of words or gestures would I have wanted? To feel as though I matter and I have value here. And if I have it available to me, could I extend that energy? That way of being or those words of kindness? To the part of me that currently feels like it's safer and better to just stay invisible. Because I can extend that to myself. I choose to look at myself this way, to be open to the possibility that it was never right to be made to feel that I was invisible or needed to be. That all parts of me have value and deserve respect. I'm open to experiencing that. Tuning into what it would feel like. No matter what others are saying or doing, that I can have the respect and value. And the more I foster this for myself, the more likely it is to be reflected back to me. And the more I'll be able to create boundaries. So if I am treated or talked to in certain situations that aren't respectful, I can say, yeah, this isn't right. I don't need to be made to feel this way. I can do what I have to do. Allowing myself to change this energy in myself. Any part of me that still believes that I should be invisible, that I don't have value. Allowing myself to let go of that more and more. Okay, take a breath.